I want to talk to you about Declan Rice, and you've replaced him, I think, brilliantly with Alvarez and James Ward-Prowse, and we'll talk about those two in just a moment. But Declan Rice, I sort of know Declan. We text every so often, but I've never been in his company. No. The reason I'm saying this, right, is because I've never been in his company for an evening. I've never hung out with him. But from what I get from watching him off the pitch, we know how great he was on the pitch, but what a great personality as well to have around the dressing room and around the training camp as well. How much of a loss has that been to the club? Not just what he did, his work on the pitch, but also in and around the group of players that he used to be with as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, I love Dec. He's such an amazing person. He's got a fantastic family around him. We were all there for him and there for him in the right way. Lovely missus, little baby now. He's settled in that side, and you can just see that because he's just happy. He's happy-go-lucky, if you like, in terms of, you wouldn't think that when you're texting him or you're calling him, or when I was with him, that you were with a £100 million+ player. Because I had one of the best evenings in football with him when we won the European Cup, the Europa Conference, I should say, before everyone started ringing in and killing me. When we won the Conference Cup, me and him and Mark Noble ended up, but us three being the last three up, just talking and about everything what's gone on, and
what time
us
was
being
that? What time was it?
Well, it was early hours in the morning.
Yeah, what's early hours? Like 10 a.m?
We ain't far off, mate. Yeah,
really?
Yeah, because he just didn't want to go to bed. It was just you could see the excitement of what he'd done and what he'd produced that year, and look, there've been a lot of up and downs for him, and people, sort of saying, where you go and you haven't done this year, and he sort of took the brunt of that, and I feel like that that evening was nice, me being the captain who passed it on to Nobes passing it on to him. It was a lovely moment, which I'll always cherish. But I was only just texting him just before the Scotland game, just saying, make sure you please beat the Scots for us, because obviously we've got the gaffer and Billy McKinley who are the Scottish in our booth, but I've said nothing to them today. I've just left them to it and just enjoyed it, but he is, look, I'm just so delighted that he's doing so well, and I genuinely believe, when everyone's talking about Bellingham and stuff like that, no one's mentioned Declan and how good he was last night, and what he does for Jude. But it's just great to see.
Sorry, Benny, future England captain?
For me, yeah, I think he's definitely one of them up there. I feel that he's got everything. As I said, he's got a maturity beyond his years, and I think we've seen that over the last few years, the way he's handled West Ham and the captaincy and stuff. He's gone, to a top club in terms of Arsenal, who were fighting for the Champions League. I'm not saying that we're not a top club, but he wanted to be in that next level of Champions League, year in, year out, being around the, trying to, pip City to the title, and we all knew, as fans, as staff, as players, we all knew that it was probably time for him to leave. But yeah, I can definitely see that, and I can see it, them just getting a formidable partnership in the middle of midfield with whoever they decide to play with them too.
Yeah,
I think it'll work anyway.
Okay, if you spoke about him as a person and how much he grew up on the pitch and around the dressing rooms and stuff, how much of that is down to Mark Noble? Because we know Mark Noble, you said you passed the captaincy on to him. He was West Ham through and through. It almost feels like Dec learnt off him. Yeah. Has he got a big part to play in his development, I'd say?
Yeah, of course. Knowles is still around us. We see him obviously only when we're winning, because when we're losing, he's one of them. You know what I mean? The directors stay away, then, don't they? You know what I mean? No, to be fair, yeah. I mean, I think Dec, he was around us when I was there as a player, so it just shows how much maturity he had then. So we always knew he was going to be a top player, and he was playing. I think at 16, 17, he was playing under 21s for Ireland and stuff, and then he was like a young captain for the 21s there. So we always knew he had that maturity in that. But did we think he was probably at that time when he trained with us? Did I think he was going to be top? Did I think he was going to be 100+ million? No, I didn't. But I thought he was going to be a Premier League player. Yeah, because you could see that he the build in him, the way he was, the way he carried himself, nothing really fazed him. But I'm just delighted, because you could see then he was just a nice cheeky kid, you know what I mean? Yeah. He used to come over and do all the right things and say all the right things.
We're going to talk England a bit later on, but while we've got you talking West Ham, I want to talk about two players that weren't called up to the England squad. Jarrell Bowen, I thought, had a great start to the season, and James Ward-Prowse, who for my money, along with James Maddison, has been one of the buys of the summer. Are you surprised that neither of them got an England call-up?
Yeah, I think they're both on standby. Which is obviously it was great for us.
I
had a few of them, Benty. I think is I never ever got the call. You probably got a call a few times after that got standby.
Not for the World Cup.
Why did you say that? Why did you say that?
Because he's teeing it up. I can't not do it.
No, so yeah, I mean, look, Jay. I mean, everyone talks about his set piece delivery. Everyone talks about like this and that and like him scoring free kicks and all that type of stuff. But what I will say is that, you know, when sometimes, Benty, you know someone's a good player, and you think he's a good player, but then when you actually see him in the flesh and you watch him week in, week out, you go, Jesus, yeah, he's a top player. And that's what I like about James. He's very, although he's not quiet around the lads, but he's like, you know, everything's just articulate. You know, we're with him and on the pitch, I don't really see him make bad decisions. I can't really recall where I think, ooh, you got that one wrong. He just makes really good decisions with his passing of the ball, with being in the right spot, doing things. And I think, you know, to lose Dech, we knew that we were losing a massive hole in our midfield, and but we've done a lot of work on Edison. Alvarez, you know, we'd known every centre midfielder over the last 3 years because we thought every time a window come, we thought we were losing Dech, so we knew everyone. You know, there was a lot of talk about McTominay, but the thing was we had Alvarez and James Ward-Prowse, and I think they've done an absolute wonderful job in filling that, you know, in that hole what was left.
Just quickly, ever so quickly, because we've got so much to talk about. No, my fault, not yours. Don't worry, you can talk forever. It's great. Harry Maguire, how close was that deal to happening?
Yeah, I think it was very close, and we were, you know, I was a bit upset that it didn't make it.
What's very close?
I think it was just in the end that the money didn't get sorted. From what I can gather, which is obviously upsetting from our behalf because we wanted to. Probably upsetting from Harry's behalf, and probably Man United's behalf as well. So
you spoke to the plan. It looked like
I think the gaffer was in contact with either him or his agent and everything else. But obviously we then had to move on to our next target and stuff.
Okay. We've got Kevin Nolan with us in the studio, West Ham first team coach. We've got lots to talk about between now and 7 when we come back. We'll be talking Newcastle. Stay with us on Drive on talkSPORT.
talkSPORT Drive. Super opinionated sporting debate. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.